Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So let's let me give you a quick insight about this email marketing stuff I started a few days ago and what it's all about. A lot of messages came in. Would love if you have some questions in this group. So do not hesitate to write it in a comment so everyone can benefit from it. So basically, where is it? We talk about this stuff here. As you see, I'm pretty much featured on the actual sales page, but that's not what is it about. He said 5x, 5x opens, 5x clicks, 5x sales. And a simple strategy that takes 1 hour to set up. Actually, it took me 2 days to set up just because the simple fact I had no clue about anything. So what this basically does is it teaches you a strategy, which means not more and not less. You have to have something on the table to actually implement the strategy and the tactic. And if you're a brand new beginner, it may be if you're passionate about it, if you're really sure, if your vision is I want to make some stuff with email marketing, I highly recommend this product. Also, if you think that this document, this strategy will increase your sales or make you sales out of nowhere, don't buy it. Okay, do not buy it. It's really it's not difficult to implement, but it takes time and it puts effort. The cool part is it's actually designed. Phase one is designed to clean up your list, to make with whatever you have on your email container, make a super list out of it. Actually, it will segment your list, your people in your list, to 3 categories. And I don't want to go deep into that. I just want to show you my actual results and what I've got, so you can imagine what it's all about. So let's say you have 1,000 leads generated, and you have 1,000 leads in your email container. And let's give my example is I have an open rate of 5% in average, and I've got 2% CTR. That means 5% open rate and 2% click-through rate. So that was the basic I had on the table as I started. So what is 5%? 10 will be 1, so 50 people, and 2% will be 20 people. In other words, that means then 50 people, that means 950 people will never see your message, right? Then 50 people will actually read your message, and just 20 people will click on a link to come to hopefully an offer. Do you get it? So crucial to that. Okay. Anyway, if you would have a 100% conversion rate, that means 20 people will buy a product of $50, which is probably impossible, but let's do the math. You can adapt your own stats. That means you will do $1,000. So these are, let's say fantasy stats, because I don't believe that 100% will buy it, not the first time. But the simple fact is 950 people will never ever see your offer, right? That's a big, big, big problem. And what I realized is there are actually 2 problems. Problem number 1 is 950 people just do not read your message, do not consume your content. But much more important, I figured out, is that if you have stats like this and you mail 2 or 3 times a day, the email service you use will actually flag you as a kind of scammer, because no one is opening your mail, so it means it's unimportant, and you will get in troubles with your email provider. That's actually something I learned while I had a chat with Jason, and a few other email marketers I heard on stage and speaking, but it made no sense for me till now. But it makes totally sense that these are not the best stats. But again, what you see in front of your eyes is actually my stat. So, as you saw me posting right now, let's figure out what I did. I took this 1,000 people and I started to implement the strategy. And believe me or not, in average, I have a 70% open rate right now. And I've got in average, let's say 10%. What happened here? 10%, wait a second. 10% CTR. And now the stats are looking pretty others, right? It's a whole different level now. So we have 10% is 100 times 7 is 700. And we have a 10% CTR, which is 100. So with that said, 300 people do not read my stuff. And actually 700 are reading my mails. Out of 700, 100 click to the offer. And let's take the same number like above, which is completely fantasy, but you can adapt it. So just do this for math stuff. If 100% buy this product of $50, you will get 50, 1, 2. And that's pretty awesome, right? And that's actually what this strategy is doing. It helps you to segment your list. It helps you to increase your open rate and click-through rates over a progress of 7 to 10 days. That's pretty important. It does not work the first day, but it will work. As you see in my documentation, it definitely works pretty well. And to give you here an example, I posted that in my group. And these stats are pretty amazing. I mean, you see here, that was before, and this one above in green is actually what I reach now, which is pretty impressive. Now, again, this is a strategy. The strategy is actually how to set up this stuff. The tactic is how to send emails and how to segment. It does not teach you how to write emails or subject lines, and I have to say here, this stuff is not based on kind of clickbait bullshit. It's really high-end business stuff, which means we do not write a subject line like, hey, is this you in this picture? And in the body text, hey, I found this picture of you, you better remove it, click here. Nope, we definitely send emails which has a long body text and a crystal clear subject line to actually put the most quality out of it. It does not work if you're not honest. And what I'm doing right now is I segmented the list to a particular, let's say, industry or market. So after 7 to 10 days, hopefully I've got 700 or 800 people out of this 1,000, or at least, let's say, this 100 people who actually click to make my super list, where I 100% know these people are interested in X, which means actually golf gloves or whatever it will be. Not just sport, but in golf gloves. So here's the deal. If you messed it up with your list, what I actually did, because I collected so many leads from so many capture pages and put it all in one container just because I had no idea and I want to figure out how it works. This strategy helps me to put whatever I have on the table into different segments so I can offer them really the stuff they want to and they're interested to. That makes sense so far. So it's actually a strategy on how to segment your list, which again takes time, 7 to 10 days. I know that because I learned it from another product. And here again, I learned how to sell. That's my core skill. So then I learned how to write emails from another product. He asked me what I use for that, and I will give you a link to it. And I actually use this strategy and tactic to get the best quality out of it, and the results are definitely speak by themselves. So here again, this is nothing you can do overnight, for sure not. But we don't talk about get rich quick bullshit here. We talk about business. And I mean, for me, no questions asked. It's pretty awesome to have stuff like that. I mean, let's say you have you have a 10% sales conversion rate, then we talk about $100 or $500 per mail you send out with a list of 1,000 people. And yeah, you have to do the math, but in my opinion, it definitely works. I keep monitor that. I implement everything I have on my table, crystal clear subject line. Then again, what I learned on how to sell, I implemented with how to entertain in a text or how to write an email or whatever. So there are actually three components who take place here. First and foremost, you have to know how to sell, which you should know. Otherwise, you can ask me and I will help you. Second part is you should know how to write email bodies. Subject lines should be clear what you address, and you need a strategy and a tactic that will go for this. And this is all done just with broadcast emails, right? I mean, I write these emails by myself and I hit the send button manually at the moment until I have the first 7 to 10 days done, and it will work. I will implement it into a kind of automatic system where I replace the broadcast with an autoresponder sequence. But that's the next step I will do. So far, I'm pretty happy. And again, I started out with this stuff at December 23rd. So these are over the Christmas days, and it works. I mean, it's mind blowing. For me, it's pretty much mind blowing. I hope that helps and you have a little bit better idea. If you want to know where to learn to write emails, if you want to know how to learn to sell, if you want to know about this strategy and tactic, just send me a message or comment or whatever, and I'm really glad to help you with answering questions, even far to set it up if you need some help or so. Yeah, that's actually it. I highly recommend it. But again, it is for newbies if you are passionate about and if you treat this stuff like a business. It's for sure for someone who actually has a list of people. 100% you can use that. Maybe you need an email service that can handle that, like GetResponse. I know that's what I use. I know it works with Aweber, and I saw it works with MailChimp. Otherwise, tell me what kind of service provider you have, and I will Google if it works or not. But I'm probably sure everything works. With the Conversion Pro, it does not work, so you have to switch to another one. With that said, I hope that was helpful. So I wish you a great day. Thanks for watching, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.